Tonight, Uber drivers' big win. They're now classed as workers. Good evening. After a lengthy legal battle, London's 45,000 Uber drivers will now be treated as workers and not contractors. It means they'll qualify for minimum wage, holiday pay and pensions. Uber has insisted fares will not rise as a result. Our senior correspondent, Ron K. Phillips, reports. Detectives investigating the murder and indecent assault of Stuart Lubbock at the home of Michael Barrymore 20 years ago have arrested a man. A 50-year-old has been arrested in Cheshire. Well, Lewis Warner is with development in the case, isn't it?
Yes, detectives have pulled outside the house and sadly he later died in hospital. Now, Barrymore all denied wrongdoing and were then released without charge. Police today have new information that came to light following... Well, we're told that there were 9 people in total at this party and police are...
Thank you. A 19-year-old has been left blind and another person was hospitalised after an acid attack that police believe could have been racially motivated. It happened... Now, it's been billed as the home for every part of London's LGBT plus community, but the most senior black team member at Pride in London has resigned over concerns of racism within the organisation. Ramal Affleck said black volunteers have been ostracised and that the group has turned a blind eye to bigotry. Well, Pride has since apologised, admitting they must do better. Ramal joins... Now, the Deputy Commissioner of the Metropolitan Police has refused to apologise for how a vigil for Sarah Everard was policed. Stephen House was being questioned by the London Assembly as the debate continues into the wider issue of how to keep women safe on London streets. Chloe Keedy reports. Still to come. Spotlight on the West End, Michael Ball, on how the show can go on and... But first, people living in flats in the grounds of Arsenal's Emirates Stadium fear they could face huge bills to fix fire safety defects. Owners say they are trapped in unsellable properties and believe their landlord, the Premier League Football Club, should help pay for some of the remediation work. But Arsenal say it is not their responsibility. Here's Rags Martel. A group of nurses in Camden have set up a mobile vaccination unit to give people with learning difficulties COVID jabs in their own homes. It has been very successful and could be rolled out across the capital. Here's Sam Holder. The singer Michael Ball says he would 100% back the idea of some kind of vaccine passport if that meant theatres could open to capacity once again. A year ago this week, he just started rehearsals for the musical Hairspray, brought to an abrupt halt when all West End productions closed because of the pandemic. Well, theatres will be among the last venues to reopen under the government's roadmap, with 2/3 of workers considering quitting for good. I met Michael on stage at the Garrick Theatre. We talked about how lockdown has affected the industry and those who work in it, his own brush with COVID and his hopes for the future.
He says we need to...
In the year that followed, goodness me. How did you feel about that government ad campaign about going into cyber?
His whole life choice career.
If that happened, what would that really mean for the industry?
Oh, I don't think about it. Back. And we're back for good. This is the great Andrew.
Sports or something like it. It just makes it easier. Yeah. Show you've had it, come in, there's no problem.
If you're asking me my personal views on having a vaccine passport, I'm 100% for it. And it's fine. If someone chooses not to have the vaccine, entirely their prerogative, but then it is...
but you had the vaccine then, but you had COVID right at the beginning.
So exactly, I mean, a year ago.
Yeah. Was it scary?
Really scary, because you don't know how bad it's going to be.
Sense of taste?
Sense of taste and smell. I mean,
how much are you looking forward to getting back into the wig and gown? Oh, brilliant, Michael Ball there.
How did you not launch into a duet with him? How did you not?
I shouldn't. Sal, let's talk about weather and reasons to be cheerful.
Day and night are almost the same length, but today is the spring equilux, when day and night... From tomorrow, the days are going to be longer.
Now, Sally, it is a year since I was on Dancing on Ice. Now, my time, you got to meet this year's winner, didn't you?
On the ice, whizzing round, being lifted in the air. But this time...
Oh, Sonny J, well done. That is it for now. We are back with the latest after ITV News at 10. Coming up, Mary with the ITV Evening News. But from me and the rest of the London team, bye-bye.